Hello students, welcome to the channel Uncles of Physics. So today we are going to discuss the question which has been asked in 3rd September JEE Mains 2020. Okay. So I have taken 5 questions from the second shift examination of JEE 2020 3rd September. Okay. So let's discuss those questions and we will see that how we can solve those questions in a very easy way. Okay. So let's get into it and let's see that how we can solve those questions. So before starting, I will request you all to go through the full lecture video and please subscribe the channel so that you can get more video lectures regarding this type of questions. Okay, so let's get started. So student, I am going to share the PowerPoint presentation where I have noted 5 questions and we will see how we can solve those questions. Okay, so let me share you the screen and show you those questions. Okay, so we will go through it one by one. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so this is the very first question which has been asked in JEE Mains September examination. Okay, so what is the question? The question is dimension of solar constant. So you have to find the dimension of solar constant. So सोलर कांस्टेंट किसको बोलते हैं? सबसे पहले आपको जानना पड़ेगा कि सोलर कांस्टेंट किसको बोला जाता है. तो बच्चों देखो, अगर कोई सन, सपोज ये सन है, ठीक है, तो वन अर्थ के, ये अगर आप मान लो इसको अर्थ, ठीक है, तो अर्थ के 1 मीटर क्यूब, सॉरी 1 मीटर स्क्वायर एरिया में, ठीक है, जितना लाइट ये फॉल करता है, ठीक है, जितना इंटेंसिटी ऑफ लाइट इस पर फॉल करता है, ठीक है, एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे, दैट इज नोन एज सोलर कांस्टेंट. सो सोलर कांस्टेंट को हम लोग कैसे हम लोग डिनोट करते हैं और इसका क्या फॉर्मूला होता है? दैट इज सोलर कांस्टेंट इज इक्वल टू होता है हम लोग का कितना इंटेंसिटी, मतलब कितना एनर्जी, एक्चुअली कितना एनर्जी हम लोग का किसी पर्टिकुलर एरिया पे और उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे अगर कितना वो फॉल कर रहा है, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं सोलर कांस्टेंट. सो सोलर कांस्टेंट का फॉर्मूला होता है आपका एनर्जी बाई एरिया इंटू टाइम, वेयर ए इज द एरिया एंड द टी इज द टाइम. सो नाउ यू कैन फाइंड ईजिली. Okay, so you can find the value easily. You just need to put the dimension of energy, area and the time. So by putting all those values, okay, you will get the value that you the answer will be the first one, that is m1 L0 t to the power minus 3. So this is the answer. Okay, so you will get the answer as first one. Okay, so this is very easy question. So let's move to the next question and we will see that what is the question and we will try to solve it. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So this is the second question and this has been asked from you can say from magnetism. Okay, so magnetic field effect. Okay, so this question has been taken from so this is the second question और ये क्वेश्चन आपका लिया गया है मैग्नेटिक फील्ड से. तो यहाँ पे क्या बोला गया है कि अ लूप ऑफ एरिया एस, ओके, जिसका मीटर स्क्वायर, ठीक है, एंड एन टर्न्स कैरिंग करंट आई, ठीक है, मतलब एरिया इज द एस एंड एन टर्न्स है किसी भी पर्टिकुलर करंट कैरिंग लूप पे, ठीक है, किसी भी करंट वो जो करंट कैरिंग लूप है उसका जो एरिया है वो कितना है, वो आपका एस है एंड एन टर्न्स है उस पर्टिकुलर लूप का, ठीक है, और उस पर कितना करंट फ्लो कर रहा है, आई, ठीक है, इन ए यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. सो ध्यान देने वाली बात है कि यहाँ पे आपका क्या बोला है, यहाँ पे आपको बोला है जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है वो कैसा है, वो आपका यूनिफॉर्म है, ठीक है. तो ये चीज़ आप लोग ध्यान रखिएगा कि क्या बोल रहा है क्वेश्चन पे, और जो भी क्वेश्चन दिया गया है उसको आप लोग उस तरीके से कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग देखेंगे और क्या निकालना है हम लोग को, विथ इट्स प्लेन पैरेलल टू बी, ठीक है. यहाँ पे क्या बोला है कि प्लेन जो है वो क्या है, पैरेलल टू बी है, ठीक है. इफ़ टॉर्क टाउ इज एक्सपीरियंस्ड, तो बोल रहा है कि वहाँ पे एक टॉर्क एक्सपीरियंस किया गया है जिसका वैल्यू दिया हुआ है टाउ बाय द लूप ड्यू टू मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. सो यू हैव टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ बी, यू हैव टू फाइंड द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. सो सपोज एक यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड मैं अगर कंसिडर करूँ तो इस तरीके से ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है और इस पर एक एन नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स का लूप का एक लूप रखा गया है, ठीक है, एन नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स का, ठीक है, और इस पर सपोज आई करंट फ्लो कर रहा है और हम लोग कोई भी डायरेक्शन ले सकते हैं आप लोग, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे आप लोग मैंने यहाँ पे माना है कि एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में ये मूव कर रहा है और इसका एरिया जो है वो है एस, ठीक है, और दिस इज द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड। ओके, सो नाउ n is the number of turns. Okay, fine. Okay, now we know that magnetic dipole moment क्या होता है। we know that the value of magnetic dipole moment या फिर magnetic moment भी आप लोग उसको बोल सकते हैं, that is what, that is m equal to होता है हम लोग का n I into s. n is the number of turns, I is the current, and s is what, s is the area. Okay, so this is the formula for magnetic dipole moment. Okay, so now we have to see that what is the area, sorry, we have to find the angle. Okay, so we will check the what is the angle between the magnetic moment and b, that is magnetic field. Okay, so if you keep your finger, okay, आप अगर अपना हाथ अगर उंगलियों को अगर करंट के डायरेक्शन में लेते हैं एंड योर थंब विल गिव द डायरेक्शन ऑफ व्हाट, thumb will give the direction of magnetic moment. So you can see that both the direction means the angle between them is 90 degree, right? So the theta will be 90 degree. So the theta will be 90 degree. This is the angle between what, magnetic moment and b. Okay, so ये हो गया इन दोनों के बीच का एंगल. Okay, now we know the formula of tau. This is a very easy formula. You can remember this. Okay, so that is tau equal to m into b sine 90 degree. Okay, so this is the formula, right? Okay, so now just put the value and you will get the answer. So tau is equal to m, so you can take the value of m from this. Okay, so the value will be n I s b sine 90 is 1. Okay, so here you have to find the value of b, right? So b equal to what, b equal to tau by n I s. Okay, so this is the answer, this is the answer. Okay, so let's see which answer is matching with this with our answer. Okay, so that is this one, A. So this is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so I hope you have understood this question. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, so now this is the question which is taken from what, friction. Okay, so friction, and you can also apply the concept of work energy theorem over here. As you know that work energy theorem is a very versatile theorem you can ever learn. Okay, so you can use that theorem in most of the cases which you can see that you have to find the velocity or you have to find the kinetic energy, right? So there you can use this formula from work energy theorem. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this question. यहाँ पे क्या बोला है, यहाँ पे देखिए, a block starts going up a rough inclined plane with speed v0 as shown in the figure. Okay, so ये जो surface है, this surface is what, this is rough. Okay, so now this block is moving from this particular point. Suppose this point is take it as p. Okay, and this from this point to this point. Okay, so this point is q. Okay, so this is moving in a inclined plane with a speed of v0. Okay, v0 speed से ये move कर रहा है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है यहाँ तक. Okay, as shown in the figure. After some time it reaches to the starting point again. Okay, मतलब यहाँ तक गया, जाने के बाद क्या हुआ, ये फिर से यहाँ पे आएगा. ठीक है, उस टाइम जो इसका velocity होगा that will be v0 by 2. Okay, so इसका मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है, velocity कम हो रहा है, इसका मतलब there is some friction, right? There is some friction. Okay, so if you compare the kinetic energy, then for the first time you will get 1 by 2 mv0 square, right? And for the second time, if you can calculate the value of kinetic energy, you will get 1 by 2 mv0 square by v0 by 2 square. Okay, so you can see that the kinetic energy is decreasing, right? So you can say that there is some friction applying on it. Okay, so let's find it. Okay, so we have to find the value of what, coefficient of friction. मतलब आपको निकालना है किसका वैल्यू, म्यू का वैल्यू. ओके, सो लेट्स सी हाउ वी कैन डू दिस. सो लेट्स टेक द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम P to Q एज L. ओके, L हम लोग डिस्टेंस ले रहे हैं कि कहाँ से, किसका, P से Q तक का. ओके, तो उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं इसका बताइए. इसका हम लोग एक काम कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पे अगर ये यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक गया, फिर उसके बाद यहाँ से फिर ये स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पे आ जा रहा है, मतलब तो अगर हम लोग बोले तो स्टार्टिंग में भी इसका जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगा वो क्या है आपका 0 है, और जो जब ये रेस्ट पे आ जाएगा तब भी इसका क्या हो जाएगा, इसका काइनेटिक एनर्जी क्या हो जाएगा, इसका वहाँ पे 0 हो जाएगा। तो यूजिंग यूजिंग अगर हम लोग वर्क एनर्जी थ्योरम यूज़ कर दे, वर्क एनर्जी थ्योरम, सो व्हाट वी विल गेट, सी, सो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए इसके ऊपर जो फोर्स लगेगा दैट विल बी ड्यू टू द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स, राइट। सो दैट विल बी ड्यू टू द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स। सो हम लोग इसका इक्वेशन कैसे लिख सकते हैं, इसका इक्वेशन हो जाएगा दैट विल बी माइनस mg साइन, ओके, 30 degree into L. L is what? L is the displacement, right? So from here to here, okay, we have considered it as L, okay. So and why it is negative? Because it is doing work, okay, it is doing work opposite to the direction of the displacement, right? So ये उसके opposite में काम कर रहा है, इसलिए it will be minus, okay. Now then the next work done will be done by दिस फ्रिक्शन, राइट। सो फ्रिक्शन के लिए जो वर्क डन होगा वो क्या हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा आपका फ्रिक्शन Fs, अगर हम लोग लेते हैं Fs cos थीटा मतलब cos 30 डिग्री इंटू एल, ओके। सो हम लोग यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं जो F होगा दैट विल बी व्हाट, दैट विल बी दिस वन, राइट, mg cos 30 डिग्री, राइट, म्यू एन, वी नो दिस, ओके। सो पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस F, you will get mu mg, okay, cos 30 डिग्री इंटू एल, ठीक है, यहाँ तक हो गया। उसके बाद इक्वल टू हम लोग कर देंगे किसके साथ, चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी। सो चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पे पहला केस के लिए हम लोग का क्या हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा आपका 0 फर्स्ट में, एंड माइनस जो ऊपर जाएगा तो यहाँ पे इसका वेलोसिटी कितना हो जाएगा, m v नॉट स्क्वायर। सो टेक इट एज इक्वेशन 1। नाउ अगेन वी हैव टू राइट द सेकेंड इक्वेशन when it will come down to its original place. So now again the same thing will be there, same force will be acting on it, same work done will be done, but it will be in opposite direction now. So if it is in opposite direction, then the sign will be changed. So now you can say the gravitational force and the displacement will be in the same direction. So we can say this one is mg sine 30 degree into L minus mu mg. Friction is always opposite, so that's why we have taken it as negative, into L equal to what, it will be now the 1 by 2 m v naught square by 2 minus 0. So this is the final, here you when it will reach here, it will the velocity, final velocity will be what, will be 0, and the initial velocity we are sending it with v naught, right. So it is the initial velocity, change in kinetic energy, okay. So change in kinetic energy is this one, okay. So now take the equation as 2, now solve it, इसको आप सॉल्व कर दीजिए। सो अगर आप इसको सॉल्व करोगे तो यहाँ पे आपका ये mg, अगर हम लोग इसको एक काम करें डिवाइड कर दें, तो यहाँ पे अगर mg हम लोग कॉमन ले लेते तो mg कैंसिल हो जाएगा, और साइन 30 डिग्री यहाँ पे हो जाएगा आपका माइनस 1 बाई 2, एल भी कॉमन ले लेंगे तो एल कैंसिल हो जाएगा, तो यहाँ पे हो जाएगा माइनस 3 बाई 2 म्यू बाई 1 बाई 2 माइनस √3 बाई 2 म्यू इक्वल टू हो जाएगा यहाँ से आपका ये 2 to 4, यहाँ पे आपका 4 हो जाएगा ये वाला, ठीक है, और ये हाफ कैंसिल हो जाएगा तो यहाँ पे हो जाएगा आपका माइनस 4। सो इफ़ यू सॉल्व दिस इक्वेशन देन you will get mu equal to, okay, so you will get the value mu as 0.35. so please solve it, okay, whatever be the value you can get it after solving this equation, okay. So I hope this question is quite tricky, and you can say that you can solve this any type of question like this, okay, by using your work energy theorem, okay. So that will be easy, okay. Okay, so just put the value and just solve it for mu, okay. So you will get the value of coefficient of friction, okay. So let's move to the next slide, okay, next question. So this is the question taken from the electricity chapter, okay. So let's solve it, let us solve it, okay. So as you can see here in the question, it is given that in the given circuit diagram, okay, the resistance of voltmeter is 10 kilo ohm, okay. So this one is 10 kilo ohm, actually 10 kilo ohm, okay. Now find the reading of the voltmeter. You have to find the reading of the voltmeter, so you have to find what is the value of V. So how you can solve this question, okay. So as you know, the basic concept behind it is what, see, suppose if this is V, then obviously this is in parallel, right? So this 400 ohm resistance and this V are in parallel. So you can say that in parallel the voltage is same, right? Potential difference is same. So you can write it in parallel. PD is same, right? So here also we will have the same potential difference V. Okay, so now if suppose if we are taking a current I, so it will go here and it will be distributed here, suppose I1, and this will be I2. Okay, now solve for I1 and I2. If I will take the value of I1, that will be V by 400. Okay, and for I2 it will be V by the value of the voltmeter, the value of the resistance of voltmeter is 10 kilo ohm, right? So it will be 10,000. Okay, now the total I will be what? I will be I1 plus I2, right? From here the I current will flow, right? I current will flow. Okay, so I will be I1 plus I2. So that is V. If you take common V, 1 by 400 plus 1 by 10,000. Okay, if you solve it, you will get 26 by 10,000. Okay, so if you solve this this particular thing, you will get 26 by 10,000 V. Okay, so because as you know that 425, this will be 25 plus 1, 26 by 10,000 V. Okay, so now the I value is 26 V by 10,000, right? Okay, now we have to find that what is the value of V. So what we can do is, see, in this particular loop, if you see this loop, okay, so what is the value? Okay, what is the value of means you can say what is the value of V, right? So if this voltage, this particular potential difference across this 400 ohm, we have considered it as V, then V plus this potential difference here, okay, that should be equal to what? Equal to 6 volt, right? So what is the potential difference here? It will be I by 800 equal to 6, right? So this should be the equation, right? So now put the value of I. If you put the value of I, it will be plus 26 V, and this is 10,000 into 800. Okay, it should be equal to C. So now solve for V. You can solve it for V, and you can see that you will be getting answer something like 1.95. Okay, so you will get this answer something like 1.95. So solve, just you have to solve for V. Okay, so solve it and you will get the answer. Okay, so this is also a very easy question, but if you apply some trick and if you apply some concept, then it will be very easy for you. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Okay, now, so this is the last question I have taken from the September examination, 3rd September examination. Okay, so this question is taken from electrostatic. Okay, so this is also a very conceptual question and a very easy question, you can say. Nothing else, you just need to write the equation and you have to solve for it. Okay, so just take the, so how we can do this, how we can solve this question? As you can see in the question, it is given that in the given figure there are two concentric shells. Okay, concentric shells are given. Find potential difference between the spheres. Okay, so you have to find the potential difference between this sphere. So what is the case? You have to find PD. Okay, between what? Between the shells. Okay, so if you find the PD, so we can write as V is equal to V inner minus V outer. So this is the case you have to find. This is the particular thing you have to find, V inner minus V outer. So now we will see how we can find V inner and V outer. So let's take for V inner. So अगर हम लोग V inner के लिए हम लोग solve करें तो what will be the value? It will be, so for the first thing, for this particular sphere, okay, the inner sphere, it will be very easy, k q1 by r. Okay, now for the outer one, this one, this q2, for q2 it will be k q2 by 4r, right? So this is very easy. Okay, now consider it as equation 1. Now v outer, what will be v outer? V outer means this one, right? So v outer will be 1 will be for this one, this q1, it will be again k q1 4r. So actually why 4r? Because from here to here, this one, this distance is what? This is 4r, right? Okay, so 4r plus. Now the next one will be for this particular outer shell, right? So outer shell, again it will be k q2 by 4r. So this is the equation second. So now what you have to do, you have to just simply subtract. So if you subtract it, then what you will get, you can see, okay, so this thing and this thing will be cancelled out. Okay, this will be cancelled out. Okay, now you will be left with what? K q1 by r, okay, minus k q1 by 4r. Okay, so it will be 4r, okay, and this will be, if you take q1 common, this will be 4 minus 1, that will be 3 k q1 by 4r. And if you solve it more, then you will get k q1 by, and the value of k is 4 pi by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 4 pi into 4 r epsilon naught. Okay, so this will be 3 q1 by 16 epsilon naught pi. So you can say the answer is D. So this is the answer. Okay, so I hope you got this questions, and I hope it is very easy for you to solve this question, and you get all the solution from here. And all the best for your next examination. Okay, so those who are preparing for NET examination, all the best to you guys. Okay, so we will meet in the next lecture, and that will be the solution for the next examination. Okay, so let's see you there. Bye everyone.